think. Back. All right, now I do have weights to do. Oh, yes. All right. Sorry about that, you guys. I got cut off trying to get some things done on the phone there. Who's back with me? Hey, Elena. Sorry about that, but I'm back, and I'm going to start doing some stretching. Maybe you want to get up and join me. You want to see the babies? I'll show you all my babies. These are my babies. Yeah, Mr. Zeke. Mr. Happy Boy. This is Zeke. He's a Chiggy, Chihuahua, and a Welsh Corgi. And this is Zachary, and Zeke is about 4. And this is Zachary, the white tornado. Say hi, everybody. Say hi, Luna. Zachary, my little white child. And Zoe, my little girl. And Zachary's about 13, and Zoe's about 12. Those are the babies. My babies. And I got an 18-year-old tabby cat. 18-year-old tabby cat to go with that. Yeah, thanks, Elena. Anyhow, so I want to get some stretching done because I've got to get some weights done. I do weights every Saturday, and I try to come on here and help others and try to get their health under control, or at least talk about it. Anyway, if you have any questions, Elena, hit me. Doesn't really matter. I get paid $35 an hour for this most of the time as a personal trainer and health coach. So you can get the advice for free if you have any. And I do have a lot of chapters. I cover a book I published a couple of years ago called Pushing Double Nickels. It's on Amazon. You can pull up the first 30, 40 chapters for free, the table of contents, etc. So yeah, Pushing Double Nickels. So if you email me or contact me on my social links, I'll send you the digital book for free. In the meantime, I'm going to start doing some stretching. If you want to join me, go ahead. And if anybody else comes on, I'll see if they want to ask any questions also. I think we should have some fun. Let's go ahead and play Life Swatter in the meantime. Hang on. Somebody pop on with a question. Eating disorder. My parents are not okay with me working out. Well, I can't understand why your parents wouldn't want you to work out. And what kind of eating disorder is it that you have? Are we talking bulimia? Are we talking something along those lines? Is it something physical? Is it something mental? I don't think anybody should not work out. I think everybody needs to work out. In fact, that's the general opinion of the CDC and all of us professionals in the health industry. So anorexia, well, then obviously that is something that you need to work with, obviously, first and foremost with your doctors. That is an issue that I have understood, never had to deal with personally, but I have had some clients that have worked with that with their doctors in the past, and you can overcome that. You know, that is something that you can overcome with time, simply effort, and working out, well, only if your primary care physician says it's okay. I don't let any of my clients start with me until they've been through a full physical, and that includes all of their labs, because I want to know their BMI and their blood sugars, their cholesterol. I want to know if they have high blood pressure. I want to know all of the medical issues they have to deal with, and I want to have them approved for physical exercise by their primary care physician, by their doctor, before I start working with them. And I work with a lot of doctors, especially these days, because many people are being diagnosed as either diabetic or pre-diabetic, and get rather panicked about it, to say the least. So I'm helping a lot of people on that. Well, becoming obsessed with exercise to me is a good thing. You can never get too much exercise unless you get to the point where you're overdoing it, and that does happen. There are people that do overdo it, but I've met very, very few people that overdo their bodies to the point of utter exhaustion from exercise. Most of the time, the body itself will let you know, I've had enough, I'm done, take a rest. So first and foremost, you need to work with your doctor on the issues that, the eating disorders. Two, you need to make sure before you do any kind of exercise, you get approval from your primary care physician. And three, I highly recommend if you do an exercise program, use a professional, a trained professional. Don't just do it on your own. Yes, it's expensive, but it's worth it. Believe me, we have the training and we understand how to use the training. And especially me, having been there as far as being heavy, I'm very good at helping people lose weight. In the same vein, I can also help people gain weight. Like I say, it's a simple number. Every 3,500 calories that you consume either turns into a pound of fat, right, or turns into a pound of muscle if you work it, if you're trying to gain weight. If you simply eat the foods that are fatty, but you don't exercise to build it into muscle, then that's not going to do you a lot of good. So if you're looking to gain weight and build muscle, it should be something that you're doing at the same time. So I highly, highly recommend, like I say, hiring a professional when you're ready to do the physical exercise. And this is after you've been cleared to do physical exercise by your primary care physician and also whoever you're working with on that eating issue. So hopefully that answered your question. And your parents should not worry about you becoming obsessed with exercise. They should be more worried about you becoming less obsessed with the eating disorder. I think a little more support is probably going to be a little more helpful. So for them to understand that you're trying to make changes, you're trying to make positive changes, and you just need a little bit of extra support in how you look at yourself as you do it. So personal training with Brad, if I can help, send me a note. Just say, I'm the Elena you talk to on YouNow, and I'll see what I can do to help as well. I try to give back as much as I can because I know what it's like. When you're not getting the support from the people that you need the support from the most, and that's usually friends or family, that can really be a bothersome thing, and it can really get in the way when you're trying to heal yourself. Because we all have issues. Every one of us has issues. And I have issues. We all have issues to deal with, be they physical, be they mental, intellectual, spiritual, doesn't matter. We all have issues that we face, challenges, if you will. And for me, challenges are something that you overcome, not something that you run away from or try to hide from. So facing your challenges, overcoming your challenges, and becoming successful in hitting those goals is really important. So I like to think as a health coach, I'm a personal trainer times 10. So for me, helping with personal training is good. Yeah, I can help you gain muscle and get more buff and look better in your clothes. But I'm more concerned with the overall individual. I want you to be healthy all the way around, not just physically, but mentally, intellectually, spiritually. I want to encompass the entire psyche so that you're a completely balanced individual. That is the key to really leading a healthy life, is keeping a balance. Balance in what you eat, balance in what you do, balance in how you think, balance in how you feel. Keeping a balance is going to help you get through life in a much more positive manner. And you have that choice every single day when you wake up. Is it going to be a good day? Is it going to be a bad day? Am I going to be happy? Am I going to be sad? I wake up every morning with back pain and have for almost 20 years. But I'm not going to let that decide how my day is going to go, right? I wake up with bone spurs in my back that I've had for a long time from osteoarthritis. I have both scoliosis and lordosis, so my spine likes to curve in interesting little ways. Fortunately, both are mild. But the issues, we all face issues, whether they're physical issues, whether they're mental issues, whether you get hurt emotionally, you still have the choice every single day when you get up. Is it going to be a good day? Is it going to be a bad day? Is the glass half full or is the glass half empty? So making that choice is really going to help you along. I've got a chapter in Pushing Double Nickels called The Advantages of Being an Optimist. And I truly do believe that there are advantages to being an optimist. And yes, sometimes it can backfire on you. As an optimist, I always hope for the best. Even when I'm in a bad relationship, I still hope for the best. So for me as an optimist, sometimes I can be too optimistic, and that can wind up hurting me in the long run. But over 58 years, going on 59 years now, I've learned that in general, optimism and being positive and believing the glass is half full is always going to be better than being pessimistic. Always. And in the long run, being an optimist and having that stick-to-itiveness, that's going to pay off. No matter what you do, it doesn't matter in your love life, in business, relationships, eventually that's going to pay off. And people will come to you and realize over time, this person is always positive. This person is always optimistic. And over the years, I've had many friends and clients and family members seek me out just for that specific purpose. Not that I'm always happy, but I prefer to be happy over sad. And I would hope you do the same. Any questions, you guys, hit me up. I can answer anything on personal training, health coaching, you name it. I'm helping people quit smoking for free this year. I'm going to get up and start doing some stretching, you guys, because I have some weights to get accomplished today. I've already done my cardio. I went and did 4 miles before I came online today. So I've already gotten my cardio in. But I am going to start doing some stretching. And if you guys have any questions, I'd love to hear from you. Just put your questions on screen here. And if you want me to answer them aloud, I will. If you want me to just chat back at you, I will as well. And Elena, you can stretch. Stretching is good for you. Anorexia or no, stretching is good for you. So, and remember, the choice is yours. Positivity versus negativity. Positive energy balance, you're gaining weight. Negative energy balance, you're losing weight. The choice is yours. You can make that determination. So hit me up with questions, you guys. I'm going to start doing some stretching. How about we play a little bit of ice water? That's fun. You guys play along with this. Alexa, let's play lice water.
Greetings. Welcome to Lice Water,
start stretching,
the voice-activated true or
while
false
we play
trivia
lice
game.
water.
I'm going to share 7 bizarre statements. After each, say truth or lie.
In the meantime, if
Let's
you're
get
sitting,
started.
get up.
Most energy drinks actually have far less caffeine than a can of Coke.
What is false? You can do.
You answered lie.
True or lies?
Yep, that's a lie. Red Bull's name in Korea loosely translates to bull penis.
Repeat that.
Red Bull's name in Korea loosely translates to bull penis.
True. I hope so.
Not sure I understood that.
Say it again.
Answer truth or lie. Red Bull's name in Korea loosely translates to bull penis.
True. I want to know.
You say truth. And you were wrong. That one's a lie.
That would have been funny.
5-Hour Energy had to legally change its name from 7-Hour Energy.
Lie.
You seem to think this one's a lie. Yep, that's a lie. Monster Energy drink has been shown to clear up eczema.
Lie.
You answered lie. Yep, that's a lie. Rockstar was invented by members of the bands Foreigner and Journey.
Lie.
You seem to think this one's a lie. You were right. That's a lie. Steven Seagal has his own line of herbal energy drinks.
Lie. I haven't seen them.
You say lie. But you were wrong.
Really?
It's true.
Well, they don't market them very well.
Recalled 4 Loco was turned into car fuel.
Repeat that.
Recalled 4 Loco was turned into car fuel.
Lie.
You answered lie. But you were wrong. It's true. Let's hear your final score. You scored 4 points. Completely respectable showing.
4 out
Would
of
you like to
7.
play again?
Sure. Play along, you
Well,
guys.
hello
Get
there.
up and stretch
It's
with
time
me.
to play Lie Swatter, the crazy true or false trivia game. I'm going to share 7 statements. After each, say truth or lie. Let's begin. Inhaling soil bacteria can make you smarter.
Lie.
You say lie. And you were wrong. It was true.
Get out of here.
Dirt, by volume, is the most stolen commodity in the United States.
True.
You say truth. But you were wrong. It's a lie.
Well, I'm not doing too well on this category. How about you guys?
The George Washington statue in London sits on American soil.
True.
You seem to think this one's true.
The embassy.
You were right. It's true.
Mm-hmm. All embassies are considered American soil.
The dirt that collects under your fingernails is called ungut.
Repeat that.
The dirt that collects under your fingernails is called ungut.
True. I have no idea.
You answered truth. And you were wrong. That one's a lie.
Hey, Big.
Fans of the Minnesota Vikings put hundreds of pounds of salt on Green Bay soil in 1993.
True.
You answered truth. But you were wrong. It's a lie.
I don't know much about dirt.
Gandhi advised his followers to eat clay.
True.
You answered truth. Yes, it's true. Fans of The Doors sprinkle sand from Death Valley on Jim Morrison's grave on his birthday.
False. Jim Morrison's buried in Paris.
You say false. Yep, that's a lie. Okay, we've done all 7. You scored 3 points. Some games
Not
just
very
aren't going to
good,
go
huh,
your
you
way.
guys?
Would you like to play again?
Sure. Hit me up with
Hi,
some questions,
welcome
you guys.
to Lie Swatter, the true or false trivia game from Jackbox Games. I'm going to share 7 statements. After each, say truth or lie. Let's get started. In Canada, sweepstakes winners must answer a math problem before collecting their prize.
True.
You answered truth.
Just guessing.
You were right. It's true.
Any questions, you guys? Hit me up.
In Texas public schools, algebra classes are listed as secular electives.
Repeat that.
In Texas public schools, algebra classes are listed as secular electives.
True.
You answered truth. And you were wrong. That one's a lie. Newt Gingrich's first wife was his high school math teacher.
Lie.
You seem to think this one's a lie.
That's President
And
Macron.
you were wrong. It was true.
Wow.
Matt Damon has a tattoo of the equation from Good Will Hunting.
Lie.
You answered lie. You were right. That's a lie. Breaking Bad sponsored an educational game called Math Dealer.
True. I'm just guessing, you guys.
You answered truth. And you were wrong. That one's a lie. The Indiana legislature once tried to legally change the value of pi to 3.2.
True. 50,
You seem to think this one's true. Yes, true.
Hey, Peg, ask me a
NASA
question,
put a
you
plaque
guys.
of mathematical formulas on the moon.
True.
You seem to think this one's true.
One of the landings.
But you were wrong. It's a lie.
It's a nice thought.
Okay, we've done all 7. You scored 3 points. But you still seem like a great person. Would you like to play again?
Sure. Wrist rolls, you guys. For all of us who work on computers, these are awesome. Just roll them on the outs first. Remember, hit me up with
hello
some
there.
questions.
It's time to play Lie Swatter, the
Everybody else
crazy
pays
true or false
$35
trivia
an hour
game.
for this stuff.
I'm
Hit
going
me.
to share 7 bizarre statements. After each, say truth or lie.
Love this game.
Let's begin. A bridge is being built from the Philippines to Australia.
Lie.
You say lie. You were right. That's a lie.
That'd be a hell of a bridge.
The 3 richest people in the Philippines are pro skateboarders.
Lie.
You answered lie. You were right. That's a lie.
Haven't been there in a long time.
There is a rebel group in the Philippines known as the MILF.
True.
You seem to think this one's
There are
true.
rebel groups all over.
You were right. It's true.
Mindanao is crazy.
You can see Hawaii from the Philippines.
Lie. Where did
You say lie. Yep, that's a lie. The 3rd most common male name in the Philippines is Phil.
Lie.
You
I
answered
ever met
lie.
Phil when I was there.
You were right. That's a lie.
I don't think I ever met one Phil in the Philippines.
The Philippines is the world's leading consumer of raw cookie dough.
Lie?
You seem to think this one's a lie. Yep, that's a lie.
Where do they get this stuff from?
The Philippines is known as the texting capital of the world.
Whoops. Lie.
I'm having some trouble understanding you. Answer truth or lie. The Philippines is known as the texting capital of the world.
Lie. I would say Japan.
You say lie. And you were wrong.
Really?
It was true.
Really? Wow.
Okay, time to hear how you did. You scored 6 points. You should brag about it to all your friends. Would you like to play again?
Sure. Unless somebody has a question.
Greetings.
You want me
Welcome
orate
to
about
Lie
something?
Swatter, the voice-activated true or false trivia game. I'm going to share 7 bizarre statements. After each, say truth or lie. Let's begin. Marilyn Monroe was the voice of Minnie Mouse.
Lie.
You answered lie. You were right. That's a lie.
That would have been one heck of a Minnie Mouse, though.
Marilyn Monroe believed Cary Grant was her father.
Lie.
You answered lie. You were right. That's a lie. Marilyn Monroe's ashes were scattered over the Bermuda Triangle.
Lie.
You say lie. You were right. That's a lie. Sir Elton John owns a wig made from Marilyn Monroe's hair.
True. Guessing.
You say truth. But you were wrong. It's a lie.
Sounded good, huh? Any questions, you guys?
Marilyn
Hit me.
Monroe rode a motorcycle
Hey,
and kept a
King
pet
Caesar.
raccoon in the sidecar.
Repeat that.
Marilyn Monroe rode a motorcycle and kept a pet raccoon in the sidecar.
Lie.
You answered lie. Yep, that's a lie.
Silliness.
Marilyn Monroe has a verified Twitter account.
True.
Marilyn Monroe has a verified Twitter account.
True. It has to be. It's bizarre enough. It has to be. True.
Not sure I understood that. Answer truth or lie. Marilyn Monroe has a verified Twitter account.
True.
You say truth. You were right. It's true. Marilyn Monroe was named the Artichoke Queen in 1947.
False.
Sounds like you think this one is false. But you were wrong. It's true.
Artichoke?
Let's hear your final score. You scored 5 points. That's better than a lot of people do, probably. Would you like to play again?
Sure. Hit me up if you have any questions, you guys.
Greetings. Welcome to Lie Swatter, the voice-activated true or false trivia game. I'm going to share 7 bizarre statements. After each, say truth or lie. Let's begin.
In the meantime.
Skunk spray is thought to enhance virility in some parts of the world.
True.
You seem to think this one's true. But you were wrong. It's a lie.
Would have been fun.
Skunks are most likely to have sex around Valentine's Day.
Lie. Well,
You seem to think this one's a lie. But you were wrong. It's true.
Really?
Prehistoric skunks were as big as horses.
True.
You answered truth. But you were wrong. It's a lie.
That would have been great.
Skunks die after releasing their noxious spray.
Lie.
You say lie. Yep, that's a lie. Cartoon skunk Pepe Le Pew is banned in France.
Lie.
You seem to think this one's a lie. You were right. That's a lie. He-Man had a skunk man villain named Stinkor.
True. Sounds good.
You seem to think this one's true. You were right. It's true.
Love it.
Skunk hats were briefly popular in the 1950s.
True.
You seem to think this one's true. But you were wrong. It's a lie.
Well, coonskin caps, what?
All right, final score time. You scored 3 points.
I don't know
that
much
one
about
kind of
skunks.
got away from you. Would you like to play again?
Sure. Anybody have
Well,
any questions?
hello there. It's time to play
Hey, this is
Live
Ask
Swatter,
Questions,
the
you know,
crazy
guys. How
true or
about hit
false
me up
trivia
with one?
game. I'm going to share 7 bizarre statements. After each, say truth or lie.
All right.
Let's begin. Green Eggs and Ham was written using only 9 words.
Lie.
You answered lie. Yep, that's a lie.
Time for some weights, you guys.
Theodore Geisel
25.
wrote Yertle the Turtle to protest the moon landing.
Repeat that.
Theodore Geisel wrote Yertle the Turtle to protest the moon landing.
Lie.
You answered lie. Yep, that's a lie. Theodore Geisel had no real children, but did brag about imaginary ones.
True.
You answered truth. Yes, it's true.
It's Dr. Seuss, you guys.
The Cat in the Hat was banned in Sweden for promoting anarchy.
False.
You say false. Yep, that's a lie. Geisel wrote contraceptive into a book just to see if editors would notice.
True.
You answered truth. Yes, it's true. A Geisel illustration inspired the U.S.'s submarine periscope design.
False.
You say false. Yep, that's a lie. Theodore Geisel also wrote books under the names Rosetta Stone and Theo Lessig.
True.
You seem to think this one's true. You were right. It's true. Brace yourself for your final score. You scored 7 points. A perfect game is really something to behold. Would you like to play again?
Sure. Unless somebody has any questions. Hey, you guys, if you haven't fanned me yet, please do so.
Greetings. Welcome to
Anybody
Live
wants to capture
Swatter,
a few
the
moments,
voice-activated true or false trivia game. I'm going to share 7 impossible-seeming statements. After each, say truth or lie. Let's begin. The band Cake was originally named Pie.
Lie.
You say lie. Yep, that's a lie. Birthday cake in Greece tastes bitter to remind people of mortality.
Lie.
You say lie.
Guess along, you guys.
You were right. That's a lie. German chocolate cake gets its name from a man named Sam German.
Lie.
You answered lie. And you were wrong. It was true.
Get out of here.
During the Depression, wedding cakes were replaced by marriage wafers.
True.
You seem to think this one's true. And you were wrong. That one's a lie. A slice of cake is featured on Estonia's flag.
Lie.
You seem to think this one's a lie. You were right. That's a lie.
Sounded silly, didn't it?
Placenta comes from the Latin word for cake.
Lie. If it's true, I'm going to die.
You say lie. But you were wrong.
Oh my
It's
God.
true. A company in Canada makes edible urinal cakes.
Repeat that.
A company in Canada makes edible urinal cakes.
Lie.
You say lie. Yep, that's a lie. All right, final score time. You scored 4 points. That's better than a lot of people do, probably. Would you like to play again?
Sure. Come on, you guys. Who has some questions? Anybody?
Hi, welcome
Let's
to
look
Lie
in
Slaughter,
on my guys.
the true or false
Hey,
trivia
King
game
Caesar,
from
how about some
Jackbox
questions?
Games.
Josh, hit me up.
I'm going to share
Isaiah?
7 bizarre statements.
unicorns.
After each, say truth or lie.
Come on, you guys. Hit me with
Let's
some
begin.
questions. Lloyd,
There were
hit me with a
22
question.
fake Apple stores found in a city in China.
Repeat that.
There were 22 fake Apple stores found in a city in China.
Lie.
You answered lie.
35
But
pound
you
kettle.
were wrong. It's true.
Wow.
The Nike shoes Michael Jordan wears in Space Jam are knockoffs.
True.
You say truth. And you were wrong. That one's a lie. In 2009, a Sublime cover band headlined a music festival that also featured Sublime.
True.
You seem to think this one's true.
Sounds good.
But you were wrong. It's a lie.
That would have been good.
A Russian knockoff brand of Hot Pockets is called Warm Holes.
Repeat that.
A Russian knockoff brand of Hot Pockets is called Warm Holes.
Lie.
You seem to think this one's a lie. You were right. That's a lie.
I love it. That's too funny.
RC Cola outsells Coca-Cola in Portugal.
True.
You answered
I like
truth.
RC better anyway.
And you were wrong. That one's a lie. A study found that counterfeit Rolexes keep better time than most authentic ones.
Lie.
Hit me up with questions, lie.
You guys.
You were right. Cat. That's a lie.
Oh, your cat. No, my cat's over here.
Hydrox cookies existed before Oreo cookies.
Yeah. Hydrox before Oreo. What do you guys say?
Not sure I understood that.
Yeah.
Answer truth or lie. Hydrox cookies existed before Oreo cookies.
Stop. Alexa, stop.
Until next time, goodbye.
We'll get back to that in a minute. I had a question. Is that me in the picture? Yeah, that's me at 205 pounds. But that's not as big as I was. I was actually 252 pounds. I was almost 50 pounds heavier than this 5 years before this. I'll show you that picture just to scare you. I keep this old driver's license on purpose. This is me at 252 pounds. And don't forget, at that time, I was also a cigarette smoker. So yeah, I was 252 pounds in my 31st year of smoking cigarettes, and I got hit with type 2 diabetes. That was early 2005. I was having all these weird symptoms. So by the time I got into the doctor, got my labs done, and sat down with the doctor that May, he said, "You have type 2 diabetes, and you need to make some changes." So at 252 pounds and still smoking mostly Camel filters, about a pack a day, I was freaking out. I didn't know what to do. Because I had no idea what to do about diabetes. I had no idea, what I was going to do from that point, literally. So I had to sit down and figure out what I was going to do. One, to quit smoking. and I had my last cigarette 2.5 months later. July 15, 2005 was my last cigarette. So from age 15 to age 46, I smoked cigarettes. And at 46, because I had just turned 46 when they hit me with the type 2 diabetes, I was 252 pounds. My BMI was 38 at that time. So I had to start making some changes. For me, I was able to fall back on my boot camp training because I am a former Marine in my youth. So I fell back on my Marine Corps training, and I literally kicked my butt into starting to make the changes necessary to be where I am now. Now, remember, I only became a certified personal trainer a couple of years ago at age 56. I spent 25 years in the computer industry sitting around getting fat and happy. So I trained people in computers for a long, long time. I was either sitting on the job all day on the computer or sitting in an office or sitting in a client's office talking about working on their computers or driving someplace to go talk about working and training on computers. So I spent most of my time for the first, 30 years of my adult life sitting on my butt. I was a Marine in my youth, but once I was out, I did not follow up and stay in shape the way I should have, especially after I became a parent in my early 30s. My wife put on 30, 35 pounds as she was getting ready to have the baby. I put on 30, 35 pounds of sympathy weight. She lost all of hers in a day, pretty much. Mine stuck. I mean, I looked like I was a few months along, in this one. But you should have seen me body-wise. There was a time when I could not see my toes. I could not look down and see my feet. And the only way that my stomach looked halfway flat is if I was laying on my back, right? So I understand where that is. And right now, we have an obesity epidemic in this country. 2 out of 3 of us are either overweight or obese. I understand. You guys have any questions on this? Well, thank you, Your Cat. I appreciate it. But again, it took time. It didn't happen overnight. I didn't even start working with weights until I was 50. And I simply did that to kick up the metabolism, because when you're trying to lose weight, and I have this, all my clients now, I have them do light resistance. I have them do light weights. I have them do their cardio. What they need to do exercise-wise is important. But being healthy is 75% your diet, 25% your activities. So if you're stuffing your face with more calories than you're burning off, in other words, if you have a positive energy balance at the end of the day, as opposed to a negative energy balance at the end of the day, then I don't care how active you are, you're still going to be gaining weight. If the activity level that you have and the food calories that you're inhaling leave you at a positive energy balance, meaning that you're inhaling more calories, consuming more calories than you're burning off, then whether it's 3,500 calories additional in a week or 3,500 additional calories in a month, for every 3,500 calories that you consume that you don't burn off, that turns into 1 pound of fat. Simple math. Very simple math. So again, every 3,500 calories that you consume, food, liquids, Starbucks, lattes, whatever, every 3,500 calories that go into your body that are not burned out somehow turn into 1 pound of fat. Okay? So conversely, losing weight is a simple matter of figuring out, here's the number of calories you need just to stay at the weight you're at. Okay? This is the number of calories that you need to burn off on a daily basis or weekly basis to start losing weight. 1 to 2 pounds a week is what I have my clients work on. 1 to 2 pounds a week. You didn't put on more than 1 to 2 pounds a week, most of us. So don't try to lose more than 1 to 2 pounds a week. You can easily lose muscle, start losing bone mass if you're not careful in your weight loss. That's why I have my clients do resistance training, a little bit of light weights, bands, whatever they like the most. Just something to get those muscles working and to get that resistance going. Even if you're not trying to build muscle, you want to at least maintain muscle. So, and remember, Any age. And I am living proof that people of any age can make positive changes. It doesn't matter how old you are. I don't care if you're 20, 40, 60, 80 years old. I can help you get in better shape. You don't even need me. You can do it yourself if you're that kind of motivated person. It's just a matter of wanting to get it done, wanting to be healthier. Let's put it this way. When my doctor told me when I was 50 pounds heavier than this even, and my doctor said to me, you need to start making some changes. You need to lose weight. You need to quit smoking. You need to generally get better health numbers, right? Or you can start picking toes and fingers that you don't like because they're going to chop them off. Diabetic neuropathy is nothing to play with. You know, when you start getting that tingling, that numbness, and that burning down there in your toes or in your fingers because your nerves are dying off, because there's too much sugars going through your system and your pancreas cannot create the amount of insulin necessary to process all of this glucose. When that starts happening and you start losing fingers and toes and your eyesight, what comes next? Your life eventually. And that happens all the time. Like I said, for the second year in a row, lifespans have decreased. Decreased. That's horrible. That's absolute. That should not be happening. In the United States, out of 330 million Americans, right now, over 200 million of us are where I was. They're either overweight or obese. 2/3, over 200 million Americans. And you know another scary number, out of 330 million Americans, 30 million of us are type 2 diabetic. We have been diagnosed. That includes me. But of that 330 million Americans, subtract the 30 million who've already been diagnosed. Of the 300 million left, 84 million are pre-diabetic. Let me say that one again. 84 million Americans are pre-diabetic. That means that they're right on the line. They are right on the line. Now that comes with good news and bad news. And I'll tell you about that in a half sec. Somebody has a question, I want to answer it. That's what I'm here for. Well, more proud of myself, yes, your cat. That there's no doubt. But for me, and this is the thing that's key, I'm quite convinced that if I had not started making changes at 46, if I had not quit the cigarettes, if I had not lost the weight, and if I had continued in the vein I was going, I'm pretty sure I probably wouldn't be here standing here talking to you guys. Remember, we lose 160,000 Americans a day. Okay, just people die. 160,000 die a day. We're having the birth rate is a little lower than that, so we're actually losing more right now than we're being born, for a difference. But of the 160,000 Americans who die every single day, 90,000 of us die in our sleep. Now, I wear trackers, two different trackers. Now, both of these track not only my miles and my heart rate, but also my sleep. And I've been studying this for a couple of years now with these. I've been correlating when I'm dreaming, my heart rate reflects what's going on in my dream. So in other words, if I'm having a dream that I'm being chased by a monster, right, my heart rate is going to reflect that. And I've seen my heart rate spike to 130 beats a minute, 2 a.m. And I looked at it on the thing and I go, oh, well, I was dreaming at that time. So obviously when you're in REM sleep, your heart rate will reflect whatever's going on at that time. Now, think about this. Think about this. If you spend your whole day sitting, you're sedentary. You're not getting the 150 or 300 hours or 300 minutes of exercise, cardio, that we know you need to get. In other words, you're not exercising your heart, right? But at night, you might be having some pretty wild dreams, especially if you have a great imagination like me. Now, what's going to happen if your heart is not used to going up to 130 beats a minute and is completely deconditioned? Remember, most of the resting heart rate is between 60 and 100 beats a minute. That's the average. 60 to 100 beats a minute. That's your average resting heart rate. Okay. For somebody who has an average resting heart rate of 100 beats a minute, normally that's much higher towards the unhealthy range. The lower, the healthier. The more efficiently your heart is beating and processing the blood and the oxygen that needs to be. But the more you spend sitting and the less conditioned your heart is, the more deconditioned your heart is, the more the chance is that you turn into one of those 90,000 people who die in their sleep every night because your heart gave up. And it can happen. It happens every single night. We have people pass away in their sleep every single night from heart attacks. Most of the heart attacks in America are still caused by the same thing, coronary arterial disease, CAD. What causes CAD? Well, one is your diet. The plaque that builds up inside of your walls, the heart walls in your heart, your arteries, and in your brain from the foods that we eat, the saturated fats that build up that arterial sclerosis. If you're not exercising, if you're not watching your diet, if you're not being careful, not just with your portion sizes, because that's key to weight loss, but general health, what you eat is also important. If you're not watching that, you're not watching what you're eating, you're not watching your inactivity levels, and your heart is deconditioned, I don't care if you're 30, you can still have a heart attack and die in your sleep. I mean, it happened. In fact, there was a young lady in the news who passed away from a heart attack at 27. Now, they knew she had heart disease. One of the reasons she had heart disease was she was overweight. So it can happen at any age, and the worst part is they're getting younger. I'm seeing people having heart attacks more in their 30s and 40s now than ever before. And it can be prevented. This is what really gets me. Coronary arterial disease is one of the most preventable diseases we have, as is diabetes. Both of these are two of the most preventable things that we have that we can actually work on and fix. It's not like a disease that you get hit with that suddenly you have to live with the rest of your life, like type 2 diabetes like I have. If you're pre-diabetic, that means you don't have to become a diabetic. That means you can get off that list. If you're overweight or you're obese, I don't care how old you are, you can lose weight. It's a numbers game. I told you. Every 3,500 calories that you burn takes off a pound of fat. Okay? So it's a simple formula, right? Putting it into practice tends to be a little bit more difficult. Questions, you guys, hit me up. I want to hear from you. Oh, schnitzel. I love schnitzel. Unstable mental, aren't we all? Hamburg. Guten Tag. Wie geht's? Fan me up, you guys. If you haven't fanned me yet, I'd appreciate it. Hey, and I'm still fairly new on this YouNow thing. I like it because it's interactive and I can answer questions. For me, I love the ability to give back to the community. That's why this year I'm helping people quit smoking for free again. So if you're one of those folks that is still smoking cigarettes and you want to get that monkey off your back, I mean, seriously, if you're ready, I'll help you for free. So you can go to my website, personaltrainingwithbrad.com, personaltrainingwithbrad.com. Send me a note. You can email me at pushingdoublenickels@yahoo.com. Hang on. I think I have a, oh yeah, I got a visual. I have a visual. You guys can find this on Amazon also. Pushing Double Nickels. This is the hardback. I've also got soft cover and digital. If anybody wants this book for free, send me an email and I'll send you the digital copy. Because the first chapter is quitting smoking, the second chapter is losing weight, and there's 80 chapters in here that cover a whole range of topics. Just so you can see. And what I like to do and what I'm going to be doing eventually is I'm going to pick a chapter each day to go over and discuss. So you can see table of contents. There's a whole lot of stuff that I cover in this book. That's just first page, And table of contents continues on the second page. You can see I got a lot of different things I cover in this book. So any one of these things you guys want to know about, you can look at this on Amazon. You can look at the table of contents on Amazon. I will send the digital book free to anybody who wants it. So just send me a note. Brad, send me your digital book, the ebook, and I'll send it to you for free. I'll tell you what, I'll also do this for you guys. Anybody that can answer the following question, I'll sign a copy. I'll go ahead and sign the book right here, put your name on it. I'll put a personal note in it. I'll sign the book and I'll send it to whatever address you give to me, right? If you can answer a simple question. I'm an animal expert. I consider myself an animal expert, especially dogs and cats. I'm in the middle of writing. My second book is about dogs, and it's coming out hopefully by the end of this year. But if you can answer this one question for me, I'll sign a copy of my hardback and I'll send it to you for free. Let me sit down and talk to you about this. I got a question here. Hold on. How did you find the willpower to start dieting? I have no problem exercising, but when it comes to diet, I mess up. You know, your cat, you're absolutely correct. And for me, it's a little something that we call fear. When I was this heavy, right? When I was this heavy, 252 pounds, that's when I started getting all the symptoms for type 2 diabetes. You know, the extreme thirst, constantly hitting the restroom. I mean, my vision improved. You know, this is when I was still wearing contact lenses and glasses before I had the laser eye vision done in 2006. So now I just use, cheap little reading glasses. But before I had, my laser eye surgery done, the year before that was when I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. That's when I was 252 pounds and still smoking the cigarettes, right? So he hit me with that type 2 diabetes, and he said, you either need to make some changes or you can start cutting off pick the fingers and toes that you don't mind them cutting off. Because if you don't take control of this diabetes, and my A1C at that point was high enough, I should have been in a diabetic coma at some point. But my doctor said specifically, and too often that's what happens. We face a health threat before we start, and our mortality comes to mind before we start thinking, oh my God, maybe I should diet, maybe I should exercise, maybe I should do something about eating less sugar. All of that comes to mind once the doctor hits you up with that, reality check. Hey, you've got type 2 diabetes. So, that reality check is probably what prompted me the most to start, doing something as far as diet. And remember, and I keep on telling people this, and one of my clients said to me, hey, Brad, I know I have to lose weight. My doctor says I need to take off at least 30 pounds. I'm pre-diabetic, but I don't want to start eating cardboard. And after I got done laughing, because I fully understand what he meant, you don't have to stop eating the things you like. What you need to do is start figuring out your portion sizes a little bit better. I like pizza, but I don't eat the whole damn thing. I like cheeseburgers, fries, and onion rings, but I don't eat them every day. See, I go to McDonald's. I like a double quarter pounder with cheese and a fillet of fish. Just had one. I'll get a shake every now and then, but now I don't do it every single day. And now I know that how much I put in my body is going to make a difference whether I'm gaining weight or not. At the end of the day, has my activity level and what I've consumed balance? If my energy level, if my movements and my diet that day match, in other words, what I ate and what I burned off equals, then I'm not going to gain any weight. I'm not going to lose any weight. Zero energy balance, right? For negative energy balance, that means you're losing pounds. Every 3,500 calories that you take off takes off a pound of fat. Conversely, for every 3,500 calories that you consume that you don't burn off, that turns into a pound of fat. It's a pretty simple formula. So, yes, getting on a diet, and for me, dieting is not something that you should be looking to do. And I hate the word dieting because that's not really what you want to do. What you're looking to do are simply portion sizes, lifestyle changes, Instead of eating fast food every day, have it once in a while. Okay? Instead of eating the whole box of cookies, be a little bit more reasonable. Don't eat so many. It's a simple matter of filling out the food diary. I have a food diary, 1 week food diary. I have all my clients fill out at the beginning. Activity diary, food diary, so that I know everything they've drank, every calorie that's gone into their body for a week, and all the activities they've done. Even if they don't exercise, I want to know if they've walked their dog, did they go to the mall? I mean, I want to know all the things they did activity-wise. And at the end of the week, if I'm not in person with them, then we Skype, and we will review everything they've eaten, everything they drank, all the calories that went in their body, everything they did to expend those calories, and we will figure out, are they doing a positive energy balance or are they a negative energy balance? And from there, we can determine a plan based on their needs, because everybody's not the same. I can't do a cookie cutter solution for everybody. People come to me in different places. On the health chart, some come to me are still smoking cigarettes. For me, you can't even start to get your health in order if you're still smoking cigarettes. Now, I don't care if you smoke pot. I've been a pot smoker 44 years. I use pot now so I can take less opioids for my back pain. When you've got bone spurs from L1 to S5 and scoliosis and lordosis like I do, you tend to live in constant chronic pain. And I have been in constant chronic pain for nearly 20 years with my back. But again, that doesn't mean that's not going to stop me, see? And the less weight that I have on my joints and my back and my spine, the better off I'm going to be overall. Because once you get up in the old range like I'm getting, you start to get things like osteoarthritis, and osteophytes, otherwise known as bone spurs. And I have bone spurs in my spine between L1 and S5, which is all the lower part. I've got little. Well, let's put it this way. If you take a rose, a long stem rose, it's got thorns, right? They stick on. You go to grab those thorns, obviously they hurt. So imagine instead of having the thorns pointing out in the inside of your spine, they're pointing in towards the nerves and the little openings in between your vertebrae. Calcification or the breakdown of the bone itself, either one's going to start giving you bone spurs, right? So with bone spurs, that just simply means that you have additional pain. And the osteoarthritis is a degenerative disease, and eventually, things just get worse and worse and worse. But one of the best things you can do for osteoarthritis and lower back pain, exercise, movement, stretching. Right? Sitting on your butt all the time is not going to help. Believe me, it's not going to help you lose weight. It's not going to help you be more mobile. And one of the things that we tend to lose, especially as we get older, is the range of motion, center of gravity, and therefore the activities of daily living become much diminished. That's why there's so many people that are going into homes before they have to. I can take an 80-year-old and put some muscle on them, help them more balanced, get a better center of gravity. I can take a 20-year-old and help them lose a couple 100 pounds in weight. You can make positive changes at any age. It doesn't really matter how old you are. If you have the motivation to do it, or hire me, I'll motivate you. We can get changes made, any age, positive changes. Hit me up with questions, you guys. Exactly, your cat. I mean, the bottom line truly is portion size and the amount of calories you're putting in your body. To me, what you eat is important. Oh yeah, don't get me wrong there. The quality of what you put in your body is important. But first and foremost, when it comes to either losing weight or gaining weight, it's a negative energy balance versus a positive energy. It's very simple. Right? Like I said, every 3,500 calories that you consume, that you don't burn off in some form of exercise, it turns into 1 pound of fat. Oh, hang on. I have an agreeer. Zoe agrees with me. Right, Zoe? Zachary, do you agree? Hey, Zeke. Zekies, wake up, you lazy bum. Do you agree? He agrees too. Everybody agrees. All right, good. I like full agreement on this. Those are my babies. My four-legged babies. Absolutely. I had a cheeseburger yesterday. Absolutely. That's what I say. For me, I don't deny myself eating anything that I like. I don't. Now, I'll still have an Oreo. I still eat cheeseburgers and ribs and pizza and chicken and onion rings. I don't deny myself anything. The difference between now and then is I understand that at the end of the day, it's the amount I eat. And yeah, I eat a lot more salads and a lot more fruit and a lot more veggies than I used to. So yes, my overall diet has improved. But I don't deny myself things. I still like cupcakes and cookies and everything that everybody else does. Even as a type 2 diabetic, I still have a certain amount of sugar I allow myself. It all comes down to portion sizes. Seriously. At the end of the day, if you're eating more than you're burning off, then you're going to be gaining weight. If you're burning off more than you're eating, then you're going to be losing weight. Simple formula. You don't have to give up eating all the things you like. You can have cheeseburgers, you can have fries, onion rings, you can eat what you like. Just remember the portion sizes are what's important. Again, have a couple slices of pizza, but don't eat the whole darn thing. That's going to be the big difference. Okay? So yeah, cheeseburger, no problem. You have whatever cheeseburgers you want to have. Just know at the end of the day, the end of the week, end of the month, end of the year, did you have a negative energy balance? Did you have a positive energy balance? Calling Elvis. Well, welcome, Elvis. Hey, if anybody knows how to, well, yes, Aaron, absolutely. And we all eat comfort food on occasion. And again, like I say, it's not as much what you eat as how much. So yeah, I have comfort food. For me, my comfort food is fried chicken and meatloaf. Oh God, love fried chicken and love meatloaf with mashed potatoes. My comfort food, that's my comfort food. And back when I had a big stomach, and even bigger stomach before that, I could fit in more, obviously. So as you're losing weight, your stomach will shrink, and eventually you won't be able to stuff in as much as you used to. So that'll help out eventually as well. But 17 stone, yeah, you definitely need to work on that, obviously. I would hope that you have sat down with your doctor and figured out what your numbers need to be as far as what weight you should be at. And instead of weight, he should be talking to you about your body mass index, your BMI. Hopefully, you are also talking to him about your A1C, your blood sugars. Make sure those are in line. If your cholesterol levels are out of line, you need to work on that as well. Your blood pressure, I take blood pressure medication myself. I've always been highly strung. I've been on blood pressure meds for many years. And your resting heart rate. That is really important, especially to me as a personal trainer and health coach. What is your resting heart rate? If you don't know, you need to find out. My resting heart rate right now is 58 beats a minute. That's my 30-day average. The normal resting heart rate for just about everybody is between 60 and 100 beats a minute. The best time to figure out what your resting heart rate is, if you don't have activity trackers and heart trackers like I do, in the morning, before you get out of bed. When you first wake up, take your own pulse. That's the best time to figure out what your resting heart rate is. Before you really become super conscious and start moving, first thing when you wake up, right when you wake up, that's the best time to test your resting heart rate. My goal this year is to see if I can get my resting heart rate down to, I believe, 56 or 55. I have an eventual goal to see if I can get my resting heart rate below 50. That simply means that my heart will be processing the blood and pumping it as efficiently as possible. There's a gentleman in his 70s in England whose resting heart rate was measured at 27. So I have a target to shoot for. Goal setting. That's the other thing I want to chat with you guys about, and then I need to go finish my workout today. I love spending the time with you guys, especially when I can answer questions. For me, an interactive forum is the best. I've spent 30 years doing public speaking. I'll speak to any group. I don't care what size group. I don't care where. In fact, I'll be in Costa Rica doing a presentation here in a couple of months at a health club. But I love talking to groups. I love talking to people. in general, especially when I can give a positive information and positive feedback. If you have issues with your weight, if you've got issues with smoking, they can be dealt with. You can make positive changes at any time, at any age. It doesn't matter how old you are. Remember, at 45 years old, I was 250 plus pounds and a 30-year cigarette smoker. I mean, I probably would not be sitting here talking to you right now if I hadn't made some changes. So I fell back on my Marine Corps training, my boot camp training to kick my butt into gear, and stayed with it. Obviously, I've always had the stick-to-itive type attitude. My drill instructors kind of pounded that into my head way back when. And as many of you know, once a Marine, always a Marine. But now I get to do it as a personal trainer and a health coach. The health coach to me is the more important part, because the health coach gives me the large scope of practice to help with things like quitting smoking, losing weight, working with your diabetes, managing chronic pain, things of that nature. What's your favorite type of exercising? I really like the gym and gaining strength there, but I think cardiovascular health is more important. Well, they're both important. And what I do is I power walk 6 days a week, 4 miles a day, about 24, 25 miles a week. I do about 4 miles an hour. And I use, I started with this with the MBTs, the Masai Barefoot Technology shoes, the MBT shoes. But now any round bottom shoe, that's got the round bottom on it. So because I've had plantar fasciitis in both heels before, bone spurs in both heels, and those are no fun. And my feet are flat, so I have to find something that is going to be comfortable for me. So yeah, 6 days a week I do 4 miles at about 4 miles an hour. So I'm putting in that kind of cardio. I also like to do boxing. I have equipment in my garage. I've got a heavy bag and a speed bag. That's more cardio that I like. But for me, and what I tell all of my clients is, I don't care what you find. Find something that you like, something that you're going to stick with. Because if you don't find something that you like to do, something that you're going to stick with, then you're not going to keep doing it. And for me, being healthy is a lifestyle change. I had to change my lifestyle to get healthy. I had to make the changes in not so much what I ate, but how much I ate and my activity levels. Those had to change. All right. And it didn't happen overnight. Like I say, it was 2005 when I was 250 plus pounds, still smoking cigarettes. And in 2010, I still had a ways to go to where I am at now. I finally hit my weight. I would say I hit my goal weight probably around 2013, 2014, probably 2014 closer, just as I was getting ready to publish Pushing Double Nickels, my first book. And since then, it's a matter of just maintaining. So for me, I'm in maintenance mode. Slight muscle building over time. I have long-term and short-term goals, just how big I want to get these eventually. And like I say, it doesn't matter how old you are. I can take an 80-year-old and help them build some muscle. I can take a 20, 30-year-old, help them lose weight, and quit smoking. I don't care how old you are, how long you've been smoking. I can help you quit the smoking. If I can do it, 31-year habit, and get rid of it on the first try, I think the formula that I've put together, and I've helped others since, it works. So if you're ready to get that monkey off your back, I'll do it for free. Literally, you can't get healthy if you still smoke cigarettes. I don't care if you smoke pot. Smoke all the pot you want. I support that 100%. But cigarettes, not good for you. I had bronchitis almost every year when I smoked cigarettes. I had my last cigarette in 2005, July 15. I haven't had a case of bronchitis since. I think that tells me something. But I still imbibe. For me, the use of medical marijuana allows me to take less pain medication for my back issues and shoulder issues and hip issues, and I won't even go there. For those of you who've read my book, if any of you have read the book, that lists everything. My life and myself is pretty much an open book at this point. So for me, I'll talk about anything. My life's an open book. My 110 pounds lost is an open book. My cigarette smoking is an open book. My pain management and what I live with for pain, that's an open book. It's all put out there in print, so I have nothing to hide. If you have issues to deal with, I can work with you on them. And the nice thing about being ACE certified is we're under HIPAA. What does that mean, Brad? Well, that simply means Lader Singh Vader. Well, I hope I said that right. What that means is, as an ACE certified professional, as an ACE certified personal trainer and health coach, I'm fully HIPAA regulated like any doctor or nurse. So all of your files, anything that we discuss, any conversations I might have with your physician, because I work with people's physicians as well, any conversations that go on between us, any thing that we discuss on email or in person on Skype, that's all private and confidential. I am not allowed to speak about anything regarding any of my clients to anyone without their express permission prior. And I pride myself on that, because many of my clients, like I say, they're where I was when I was 252 pounds. I didn't want to walk into a health club. The last thing I wanted to do was walk into a health club. I couldn't even look down and see my toes. Last thing I wanted to do was walk into some health club when some young buff person comes up to me and goes, "Can I help you?" And at that point I would have just turned right around and walked right back out again. So when you are in a position where I was, and believe me, in 2005 at 250 plus pounds and still smoking cigarettes, I had to take a deep, long look at who I was and what I was doing, especially after the heart-to-heart conversation with my doctor about what was going to happen to me with my type 2 diabetes if I didn't get it under control and start making some changes. So, like I said, I like all my fingers. I like all my toes. I like my vision. I even like living most of the time. So in order to do that, I had to lose the weight. I had to get the diabetes under control. I had to get rid of the cigarettes. And now I help other people do the same thing. And that's why I love this forum. I can come on here and I can talk to you guys about this stuff. I can let you know it's never too late to make changes. Never, ever. Take it from this old couch potato. I sat and worked on a computer for 25 years and got fat and happy. I didn't even start making changes till I was in my mid-40s. I didn't even become a certified personal trainer till I was 56. So if I can make the changes as this old couch potato, believe me, if I can do it, you can do it. Anybody can do it. All you have to do is have the motivation. Believe me, if you get hit with type 2 diabetes, that should be motivation enough. If you're told you have pre-diabetes, that should be 10 times the motivation, because that means that you can get off that freaking list. And I tell clients, 10%, that's what I want. You take 10% of your weight off, and I'll guarantee we'll get you off that pre-diabetics list. You think I'm kidding? You see how much. If you're overweight now, take off 10% of what you currently weigh and see how much more energy you feel. See how much better you feel. See how much better your body is processing blood sugars. See if your A1C may come back a little more into line. So I can guarantee you, though, I don't care how old you are, you can make positive changes. You can get rid of the cigarettes. You can lose the weight. You can get in shape. Just a matter of finding your own motivation, finding your own self-motivation. Just the fact that you want to live a long, healthy life should be motivation enough. Okay, you guys, hit me up with some questions. Like running or jogging, like jogging or running, anything. I'm jogging, running, I do power walking, Zen walking. I don't care if you play tennis, I don't care if you like to go swimming. For me, I want to see your heart rate get up to cardio level. In other words, I want you to double your heart rate. Just your resting heart rate is what I prefer. If your heart rate is 100, resting heart rate now, I don't want you to double it to 200 because you're going to give yourself a heart attack. You need to work with your physician first and make sure that you get everything down and approved by them before you try doing any kind of exercise program. I want to know all of the information in advance. I want to know your BMI, your blood pressure, your cholesterol, your A1C, what's your resting heart rate. So I want to know what all your numbers are so we can figure out where you're at, right? Then we can determine from there where you should be. And then from between there and there, we put together a plan, what I call a healthy living plan. And that includes the diet, the exercise, everything that you're going to need to do to get on a path to being a healthy person. Like I say, it's insane. Lifespans have shortened 2 years in a row. That's unacceptable, you guys. Seriously, every millennial on this planet should be planning to live to 100 plus without diapers and drooling on themselves. Seriously, everybody out there who's under 40 should be planning to live to 100. Easy. And if you're not, then you should start because you can do it. I guarantee you can do it. If I made these changes, if I can get my health in order, starting at 46 years old, and I'll be 59 here in a couple of months. If I can do it, I guarantee you can do it. Seriously. My dad should listen to this. He's 55, overweight, and he kind of feels too old to start exercising. Well, he's wrong. He's absolutely 100% wrong, and you can tell him I said so. As a matter of fact, if you go on Amazon, you go look up Pushing Double Nickels. That's my book. Right? I wrote that at 53, 54 years old, Pushing Double Nickels. It was kind of like my play on turning 55. Get it? Pushing Double Nickels. I thought it was cute. Get them a copy of the book or email me, and I'll send you the digital book for free. Yeah, Pushing Double Nickels at yahoo.com. That's Pushing Double Nickels at yahoo.com. I'll send you the digital book for free. If he smokes, I'll help him quit for free. I'll help anybody who's ready to quit smoking. That's my community give back. Has been for the past few years, and I'm continuing it this year. Anybody who's ready to get rid of those cigarettes, I'll help you do it for free. There's no way you can start getting your health in order if you're still smoking cigarettes. And again, like I said, I don't care if you toke. I support that 100%. For the folks that that's good for, I'm a medical marijuana user myself. Right? For the folks that that's good for, fine. I have absolutely no issue with you having a beer, a glass of wine, a drink now and then. Matter of fact, as a personal trainer and health coach, one drink per day for the ladies is fine. Glass of wine, shot of alcohol, a beer. 2 a day for men, most men, that's fine as well. Again, it comes down to portion sizes. Everything comes down to being balanced. If you're overweight, that simply means you're out of balance. You're out of balance with the amount of calories you're putting in versus the amount of calories that you're burning. So you need to get back into balance. If you're pre-diabetic, again, that means you're out of balance. The blood sugars in your system are out of balance. You need to get them back into balance. If you're having emotional issues about eating, again, that's simply being out of balance. Balance is literally the key to almost everything. Leading a balanced life. Physically, emotionally, spiritually, intellectually, psychically. It's all the same thing. It's all combined. You can't just take bits and pieces of yourself and say, well, I'm going to neglect that and take care of this. It's all combined. You're one complete person. That's one of the reasons I became a health coach. Personal trainer had a very limited scope. All right, there's only a certain amount of things you can do as a personal trainer. And personal trainer was prerequisite for me to become a health coach, a certified. Health coach to me is a personal trainer times 10. It's a personal trainer on steroids. The health coach certification, and it's still fairly new, is one that encompasses a very wide scope of practice. That allows me to cover everything from your diet, your nutrition, your exercise, your emotional well-being, your spiritual well-being, yes, even your intellectual well-being. Everything is included. You are 100% a human being, so 100% of you needs to be in balance, right? Being out of balance simply means you need to get back into balance. Being overweight simply means you're out of balance on your numbers. That simple. So, I've got to finish my weights, you guys. And if I don't get off here, I'm going to sit here and talk to you guys all day long. Because if you leave me on my soapbox talking about health, that's something I will do till the cows come home. Because I am firmly convinced that anybody can make positive changes. Anybody can become better. Anybody can take off weight if they want to lose weight. If you need to gain weight, you can gain weight. If you have issues with anorexia or bulimia, those can be overcome as well. Mental issues are simply you're out of balance. Okay. Emotional issues, same thing. You're out of balance. Getting back into balance is what I help people do. Now, I guess you could say I'm a balance specialist, although I like to consider myself a life extension specialist. Literally. I extended my own life. I'm quite convinced I would have had a heart attack and probably died in my sleep within the last 10 years if I had not taken off 110 pounds and quit the cigarettes. Seriously, I'm quite sure I would have probably been chased by a monster in my sleep and my heart would have given out. Seriously, and it happens. That really bugs me. Knowing that the leading cause of death in America right now, the leading cause of death is one of the most preventable things on the planet. Coronary artery disease, CAD. One of the most preventable things on the planet. All comes down to diet and exercise. That simple. I'm not saying give up eating all the stuff you like. I don't. I haven't given up eating all the things I like. I got ice cream in my refrigerator. I got sausages. I have pizza. I eat cheeseburgers and fries and onion rings. But at the same time, I also know it's the amount I eat. And I don't eat these things all the time. In other words, fast food for me is a treat, as opposed to a staple. Back when I was 205 and 250 pounds, fast food was a staple. Exercise was a thought. Was, what? You want me to do what? So I had to figure out, one, what was going to make me get off my butt and do some exercise. And I figured out what I like to do. For me, I put on my headphones. I'm out the door. I go power walking. 4 miles a day, 6 days a week, 24 miles, 25 miles a week, come hell or high water. And if it's raining, I have an internal thing, a glider that I use if I absolutely positively have to. But I've gone out when it's hailing. I let very little stop me when it comes to getting things accomplished. And that's one reason why people hire me, because I also make sure that I stay on top of them when I have to. I am a successful personal trainer and a successful health coach when I make you your own personal trainer, when I make you your own health coach. When you don't need me anymore, right? When you're hitting the numbers that we've set as your goals, that you and me and even your doctor, because I work with the doctors as well, when we all agree, here's what we want to get to on BMI. Here's what we want to be at as blood pressure. Here's where we want to get to with cholesterol. Here's where we want to be at with our A1C blood sugars. Here's where I'd like you to get to with your resting heart rate. Once we've determined where you want to be and we figured out where you are now, it's just a matter of putting that formula, that plan into place that's going to get you from here unhealthy to here healthy and balanced. Simple stuff. At least it's simple if you follow it properly, if you don't let things get you down, if you remember that you can make positive changes at any age. There is never, ever, ever too late. Seriously. Take it from a guy who was 45 years old, 250 pounds, and in the 31st year of smoking cigarettes. Right? I changed. The cigarettes are gone. 110 pounds are gone. I'm now a certified personal trainer when I used to be a computer training instructor guy, right, for 25 years. I sat around and got fat and happy, and I paid the price. My pancreas is half dead because of it. So for me, I'll be taking type 2 diabetes medications the rest of my life. I'll be on blood pressure and cholesterol medication probably the rest of my life. Right? Pain medication, I may be on that the rest of my life. My osteoarthritis isn't going anywhere, and my bone spurs aren't getting any less. So yeah, I have issues. We all have issues, but that doesn't stop us, right? So any questions, you guys? Comments, theories, postulations? Yes, I agree. More people should. Of course, and when you're 55 and you're overweight, take it from a guy who was 45, 46 and overweight, you're not thinking, oh, this is going to be easy. In fact, you're thinking just the opposite. Oh my God, what am I going to do? And literally, especially if you get hit with diabetes or pre-diabetes at the same time, I mean, that's a panicky thing. That really is a panicky thing. And I can remember back to 2005 having that conversation with my doctor when he said, you need to start making some changes. Remember, 252 pounds. This is what the guy who was having the conversation with the primary care physician, this guy. So I'm sitting there in his office at 252 pounds, waiting to get out of there so I can go have a cigarette, right? And he's telling me you need to start making some changes. Otherwise, they're going to start cutting off some toes and fingers, and eventually you'll go blind and you'll die. You know, I didn't like hearing that. I don't think anybody would like hearing that. And when I heard from the latest numbers from CDC this year that we're now up to 84 million Americans with prediabetes, say that number again. 84 million Americans have prediabetes. That's 1 in 4 out of 330. And 30 million of us, like me, are already diagnosed. So out of 300 million Americans, 200 million are overweight or obese. 84 million of them have prediabetes. That means they're right on the line. They can either get it or they can not get it. And that choice is theirs. To me, that's what I consider low-hanging fruit on the health tree. For the people with prediabetes, I guarantee you those 84 million people are in the group of either overweight or obese. Right? Most of them. Because that is what really brings on adult onset diabetes if you get overweight. That's the easiest way to bring it on. But at the same time, it's also one of the easiest ways to get rid of it. If you've got prediabetes, the positive thing is that you can get rid of it. You don't have to get diabetes. You can get off that prediabetes list. 10%. 10%. That's what I ask. If you're 250 pounds, take off 10%. Take off 25 pounds. And see what your A1C comes down to. See what your energy levels come up to. See how much better you feel just taking off that 10%. I can remember at 250 going down to 225. And yeah, it made quite a difference. It made an even bigger difference when I got down to 205. And I wasn't that great looking at 205. But at 142 pounds, I'm at weight. And this is the weight I'll be the rest of my life. You know, anywhere between 140 and 150. Remember, you can go up or down 5 pounds in a day just from water weight. So, don't be jumping on the scale every day and fretting about it, right? If you're going to plan on losing weight, it's a simple numbers game. If you want help from me, you can hire me. Personaltrainingwithbrad.com. That's personaltrainingwithbrad.com. If you want to quit smoking, that I do for free. You can email me, text me, whatever. Reach out to me on any of my social media links right here on the YouNow page. You're ready to quit smoking? I will help you do that for free. But you want to lose weight, you want to work on your type 2 diabetes, you want to work on managing your chronic back pain. These are all areas that I'm experts in. So those are areas that people pay me for, and I am taking clients right now. You can hire me now. I can work with you on Skype if you're not in my general vicinity. So if I can help, pushing personaltrainingwithbrad.com. That's personaltrainingwithbrad.com. Now, I'm going to get rolling here in a couple of minutes. If anybody has any more questions, hit me up. But I'm going to finish off today talking about SMART goals. Thanks, your cat. I appreciate the support. Hey, you guys, do me a favor. I'm still new on this, and I don't have any moments on my wall yet. Does anybody know how to capture moments on this thing? My wall's blank. I'd love to get a few moments on here somehow, some way. I think I'm not sure how to do it, but I know there's some way, and I'd love to get a couple moments on my wall anyway. Not that this ugly mug needs to be seen by anybody in particular, but just for my own satisfaction. If you haven't fanned me yet, if you haven't liked my page, I would appreciate that as well. And hit me up on all my social media links. Love being in contact with everybody. And my Facebook page for the book has got about 7,000 fans, so you come join us. We do a lot of stuff on animal rights and environmental issues. Anyhow, before I get rolling, if you guys have any more questions, go ahead and hit me up now. Otherwise, I'm going to leave you with something about SMART goals. Everybody should be, and I have to get up for this. I'm done sitting for a moment, if you don't mind. When you have lower back issues, sitting for more than 30 minutes at a time does not do your back any good. Even if you don't have lower back issues, sitting for 30 minutes at a time will eventually do harm to your body, especially your lumbar, your hips. You will do damage to your tailbone. your coccyx, as well as your butt bones. You have one on either side. You actually sit on a tripod between your two butt bones and your tailbone. The human body is not meant to be sitting for a long period of time. We're just not built for it. And if you're overweight and you also sit all the time, eventually you're going to have back issues. 100 million Americans out of 330 million have some kind of back problems. So again, that's an area of which I know a lot. But before I get going today, and I've got to finish my weights. If I don't finish with you guys, I'm not going to get my weights done. I want to talk about SMART goals. It's that time of the year, but the beginning of the year, we all set New Year's resolutions. We all set goals for the year. At least I hope so. I set goals for the year. I have goals I have set for 5 years, 10 years. I have goals that I've set to my 70, that I want to attain. And everything from physical goals, mental goals. I have another book I'm publishing hopefully this year. My goals are short-term and long-term. But setting goals, the key to setting goals and being successful with the goals that you set are doing SMART goals. What is a SMART goal? They say, hey, Brad, what's a SMART goal? Well, a SMART goal is something that's specific, it's measurable, it's attainable, it's relevant, and it's time-bound. Let me repeat that. SMART goal. Specific. In other words, say you want to lose weight this year. Instead of just saying, I want to lose weight, what you say is, I want to lose 20 pounds. Set a specific goal. Measurable. I would say that's pretty measurable. If you select, I want to lose 20 pounds as your SMART goal, it's specific, it's measurable, it's 20 pounds. Attainable. Can you do it? Well, that all depends. What kind of time frame are we talking about? If you're like one of these stupid commercials I'm seeing on television, lose 10 pounds in your first 30 seconds. Obviously, that's not going to work. I tell my clients, and I have my clients work on 1 pound or 2 loss per week. I'm happy if you lose 1 pound a week. I'm happy, right? That's 52 pounds in a year. Yeah, come on, 1 pound a week. That's very good. 2 pounds a week, good still, but don't go beyond that. I try not to let people go beyond that simply because I don't want you losing muscle. I don't want you losing bone. All right, and those are very things that can happen easily if you're just losing weight and you're not exercising and keeping the muscle tone and making sure that you keep the bone mass that you need. So SMART goals, specific, measurable, attainable. Now, this goal, we're talking about 20 pounds, losing 20 pounds, right? So that's very specific. It's measurable because we know we're going to lose 20 pounds. Attainable. Now, that all comes down to the 5th one, which is going to be time-bound, right? Let's talk about relevant, all right? We know it's specific. You're going to lose 20 pounds. We know it's measurable. It's 20 pounds. Attainable, we're going to figure that out in a minute. Relevant. You're trying to become more healthy. You're trying to lose weight. Taking off 20 pounds, I'd say that's pretty relevant. Time-bound. Now, this is very key in sticking to goals and making sure the goals that you set are successful, okay? Because everybody sets goals. Everybody sets New Year's resolutions. By the end of January, most of the time they've been forgotten or let go, okay? But if you're making a SMART goal, okay, you have, back to our 20-pound weight loss. You want to lose 20 pounds. That's specific. It's measurable. Is it attainable? We'll see. Is it relevant? Yeah. You want to lose weight? Taking off 20 pounds is doing it. Time-bound. So I say 20 pounds, let's say 2 pounds a week if you're really going to town. Okay? That's 10 weeks. To be safe, let's make that 12 weeks. So now we're talking about 3 months. We are specifically going to take off 20 pounds in 3 months. So we have a specific amount we're going to lose. Is it measurable? Yes. We will know if we have lost 20 pounds. We're going to get on the scale at the beginning. In 12 weeks, if we have lost 20 pounds, we have measured that we hit our goal. Is it attainable? Well, now that we've decided that we're going to give ourselves 12 weeks, to lose this 20 pounds. That's attainable. 1 to 2 pounds a week. And in fact, I even say be more conservative than that. Go at a pound a week. If you lose more than that, great. Be happy about it. But a pound a week, 20 pounds is 20 weeks. Right? All right, 5 months. Great. Right? It really doesn't matter the length of time you take to lose the weight. The bottom line is getting to the point where you're at a negative energy balance, even if you're taking off a pound a month. That's still 12 pounds in a year. That is better than the reverse, putting on a pound a month. And that is what's going on right now in America. 2/3 of Americans are either where I was, overweight, obese, and don't have to be there. You do not have to be there. Unless your doctor tells you specifically you have thyroid problems, you have glandular issues. There is a specific reason that you're heavy, that you can't lose weight. Unless your doctor specifically tells you that, I don't care how old you are. I don't care if you're 20, 40, 60, 80 years old. You can lose weight. You can get in better shape. You can make positive changes to live longer. It's that simple. You want to do it? It can be done. You want me to motivate you? I can do that too. Personaltrainingwithbrad.com. Personaltrainingwithbrad.com. Cigarette smoking, I'll help you quit that free. Free. So anyhow, I'm going to finish off today with one more review of the SMART goals. I want to answer any questions you guys have before I get rolling. And I've got my weights to finish. And then I'm probably going to see if I can maybe do a 420 club later today. Let me know if any of you guys want to join a 420 club at 420 today. I've been thinking about it, and I think that would be a real fun thing to do. Hey, everything in life can't be working out and being healthy all the time, right? You have to have time to enjoy yourself. You have to have time to let go. You have to have time to enjoy junk food once in a while. Enjoy a cupcake. Go have a donut. But don't do it all the time. You with me? You want to stay healthy, that's up to you. You know, it really is your choice. Hit me up, you guys. Any questions before I get rolling? Cassidy, how you doing? Good to see you. Glad you're a fan. If you guys have any questions, hit me up. If anybody knows how to capture any moments on this thing, that would be cool. Somebody put a moment on my wall, would you? I'd appreciate putting a moment. You want me to make a funny face? I'll make a funny face for you. Put a moment on the wall. So let's review one more time. SMART goals. And this is important. You want to attain the goals that you set for this year. You want to stick to your New Year's resolutions. Let's make sure that the goals that you set are SMART goals, ones that you're actually going to be able to attain, right? So again, specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. Those are the SMART goals. That's a SMART goal. You're specific. Let's put it this way. You want to quit smoking, okay? That's a goal that every one of the 45 million Americans out there who are still smoking should have in mind. You can't get your health in order if you still smoke cigarettes. Take it from a 31-year smoker. And I had my last cigarette July 15th, 2005, after 31 years. And believe me, I didn't want to quit, but I had to quit because I knew when I got hit with type 2 diabetes, if I didn't get rid of the cigarettes, there's no way I was going to get healthy, losing weight, or doing anything else. That had to be my first step. And it literally was my first step in moving towards healthy, was getting rid of the cigarettes. Hang on, you got a question for me? Hit me up. Hey, thanks. I really appreciate it, Bulldog. If you guys haven't fanned me yet, do so. That way, when I come on, you can know I'm going to be up here and maybe participate and throw some darts at me or something. Anyhow, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to listen in. Any questions that you want to hit me up with before I run, go ahead and do so. Matter of fact, I think I'll just go ahead and leave it live while I do my weights, because I do have to get my weights done, you guys. So I'm going to continue doing my weights, and I'll keep talking to you if you guys have any questions. In the meantime, I think we'll play a little bit more Lie Swatter. I love this game. If any of you guys have Amazon Alexa, the Alexa, say hi. Alexa, say hi.
Hi there.
Amazon Echo. They're really cool. Watch this. Alexa, kiss my butt.
That sort of thing really isn't possible for me.
You can actually insult her if you say the right stuff. It's hilarious. Anyhow, we're going to play Lie Squatter. In the meantime, I'm going to finish working on my weights. I think I was working on my kettlebell until I got sidetracked. Mind you, talking to you guys is never sidetracking. Yeah, 31 years, Willie. Can you believe that? I still can't believe I did it that long. Seriously. I can remember the first cigarette I had, too. I was 13 years old. We had just arrived at base on base in Germany. My dad was Army at the time. We had just arrived in Germany. I was meeting all of my neighbors on, the family housing. And one of them was a gentleman named Robert. I won't say his last name, but you know who you are if you're out there, Robert. And he would steal packs of cigarettes from his dad. His dad would buy cartons. And he would steal packs from his dad. And I went out with him one time, went outside, and I tried one. It was a Cool. I remember Cool. This was, 1972. Yes, 1972. I was 13 years old. This is when the Olympics were happening in Munich, Germany. That was a horrible, horrible thing that happened here. We were down in Bavaria. We were down in Oberammergau at that time, but it was needless to say, it was a very strange time at that time. But 13 years old, I had my very first cigarette. Right. By 15, within the next year and a half, 2 years, I'd become a full-time cigarette smoker. So I was about a pack a day, right, from age 15 to age 46. And you know what's really, really stupid about that, you guys? I had my father sign me into Marine Corps boot camp when I was 17. So just a few months after I turned 17, July 1976, I went to Marine Corps boot camp, MCRD San Diego. They didn't let us smoke. I mean, I became an instant non-smoker that day. Well, that very morning, I remember getting off the damn bus, get on the yellow footprints, and certain things you remember your entire life. That morning, the very first morning at MCRD, I will remember. Been a while, but I remember. But they didn't let us smoke in boot camp, right? Until about the 8th week. And why in God's name they let us have a cigarette at that time? I don't know. If they'd have been smart, as far as I'm concerned, they wouldn't have let us smoke at all. Because Marine Corps boot camp, at least at that time, was about 12, 13 weeks. And at 8 weeks, I had long since gotten the nicotine out of my body. I mean, it's only about 2 weeks until the withdrawals are gone. So 8 weeks, I was a non-smoker. Why in God's name did I pick up another cigarette? Why did I pick that habit back up? I mean, I still kick myself to this day. Just thinking. I smoked at 15, full-time smoker until 17. The Marines made me quit. There was no choice at that time. I also quit that at the same time. This I keep up now. But the cigarettes are gone. Gone, gone, gone. So from 15 to 46, I smoked nearly a pack a day, except for about that 8 weeks in boot camp. And remember, when you do smoke, if you smoke, right, please don't use the planet as an ashtray. Seriously, every single cigarette butt that gets tossed on the ground, and there's about 5 trillion of them, that's a T, 5 trillion of them that get tossed on the ground every year. Just look at every sidewalk, every parking lot, every street, every park, everywhere. I mean, I found them all over the Grand Canyon. I found them all over Arlington National Cemetery. I look for them everywhere I go. In 2010, when I was still this guy, I started the No More Butts Foundation. It's the nonprofit here in California. We do not like cigarette litter. Right? In fact, I've got a Facebook page, the No More Butts Foundation. I haven't really pushed it hard, but I've got a Facebook page on it. I've got a whole chapter in my book about it. I have a real problem with people using the planet as an ashtray. If you're one of those folks who uses your car window as an ashtray, just remember the people behind you are breathing in that cigarette ash. And cigarette ash has all the minute toxins in it that you find in cigarette smoke and cigarettes. Right? And there's over 50 known carcinogens. 50 known. And I can list them all, cadmium and arsenic. And I mean, the list is horrible. So, one, if you're still smoking, you need to quit. You can do it. I'll help you free. Two, if you still smoke and you insist on keeping smoking, please get a personal portable ashtray. You know, I mean, excuse me, even when I smoke, I got one of those sand-filled ashtrays for my car. Right? One thing that the drill instructors pounded into my head, even when they let me smoke the 8th week in boot camp, the planet is not an ashtray. Even in boot camp, we had to stand there, right, outside, obviously, with an upside-down trash can lid. All of the ashes went into that trash can lid. All of the butts went into that trash can lid, and everything went into the trash. And then, of course, they PT'd the crap out of us. Physical therapy exercised the heck out of us because we smoked a cigarette, obviously. But if you want to quit, you can quit. Right? Any age. It doesn't really matter. If I smoked for 31 years and I got rid of them on the first try, July 15, 2005 was my last cigarette. You bet I remember it. Right? If I can get rid of them, I can help anybody else get rid of them. If you want to quit, you can really quit. And it just comes down to you got to be ready to quit here and here. Otherwise, you won't do it. Sorry. Questions, you guys? Hit me up. Emo! How you doing, Emo? Good to see you. Appreciate you guys fanning me. Anybody captures any moments, that'd be really cool. Oh, yeah, and I was going to challenge you guys. Before I get back to doing my weights, I'd like to send a signed copy of this out to somebody. I really would. I'd like to send a signed copy of my hardback copy of my book. You know, I'd like to go ahead and put your name and whatever you want me to write on the inside, you know, from Brad, date, all that happy stuff, so you can actually have a signed book. Right? Not that it's that big a deal, but hey, it's $30 if you buy it on Amazon, right? Anybody that can answer this question, all right, you with me? What emotion do we have as humans that you won't find in dogs? And I'm convinced of this. And remember, I've been a dog owner for over 50 years. I'm writing a dog book. That's what I'm publishing later this year. I have been doing research and study on animal emotions, specifically dogs and cats, but specifically dogs for some years now. And I find there is one emotion that they don't share with us at all. I mean, dogs have, you know, believe me, and these guys especially. You want to talk about emotions. This one suffers panic attacks. This one thinks he's a pit bull, all 11 pounds of him. This one was so scared of even his shadow when he came to me a few years ago. He was an absolute wreck. I mean, a complete and total wreck. This is Zeke. He couldn't even go outside on a leash without panicking, is how bad he was. Zachary was abandoned in an apartment complex in Whittier, and he got down to about 6 pounds. He was all ribs when I got to him, and that was 2009. And this, my little Chewini, my little girl Zoe, has been with me since 2007, and she was at the pound. She suffers panic attacks. Any sound like a firework or car backfire, anything like that. Now, these guys, I've seen them happy, I've seen them sad, I've seen them depressed, I've seen them excited, I've seen them elated. I have seen a full range of emotions from these dogs and every dog I've ever owned. And I've had dogs big and small. One of my first dogs was a German Shepherd. I've had Great Danes, I've had Labs, I've had dogs of all kinds. Chihuahuas and small dogs. I've done small dog rescue for years. And will continue to do so and keep these 3 because they're special needs dogs. I would have never considered rehoming these guys. But if you want to get a copy of my book, a free copy, you want me to send it to you, signed, you know, I'll ship it anywhere you want, UPS. You just have to guess, what emotion is it I'm convinced that humans have that dogs do not? There's one specific emotion that I see in humans. Oh, and it's very prevalent in humans. I see it a lot. But I have yet to see this emotion in animals, specifically in our domestic dogs. So if you have an idea, if you think you know what emotion is that we don't share, that humans have, that dogs don't, guess right now, you win automatically. Right? Hit me up on any of my social links and guess. Send me an email to pushingdoublenickels@yahoo.com. Same as the title of the book. pushingdoublenickels@yahoo.com. Yeah, I thought it was kind of a funny name considering I was writing it just before I was turning 55. And I didn't think of it before I turned 50, so I couldn't use pushing double quarters. So I thought it was kind of good. Mind you, I really thought they made a mistake. The publisher made a mistake, and they should have at least put this picture on the cover instead of just on the inside. Because that in the book it actually got the 250-pound picture of me. And I would have been a lot more effective if they'd have put it on the cover so people could understand. You know, anybody can lose weight at any age. Anybody can make changes at any age. This book, chapter 1 is quitting smoking. Chapter 2 is losing weight. Chapter 3, I think, is living with chronic pain, managing type 2 diabetes. I've got 80 chapters in this book, and there's a little bit of something for everybody. So you want a copy? You want to win a free copy? See if you can guess. What emotion? Hit me, you guys. What emotion? Do you use a kettlebell? Yes, Willie, I do. I have a 30 and 35-pound kettlebell. I just got 35-pounder, so I've upgraded recently. And I love the kettlebell. Believe me, it's awesome. Kettlebells are really good. And remember, you don't have to do heavy weights. Light weights is fine. You don't have to do heavy weights. You don't have to go to a gym, right? You can get some weights and do them at home, right? Start off small. When I started off doing weights, and I remember I didn't start till I was 50 doing any weights at all, really. I mean, I did some earlier, but I really didn't get serious about it until I started really, I got the pain puzzle put together for my back. And for me, weights is something I do 3 times a week, no matter what. Now, thanks, we'll appreciate it. So hit me up with questions, you guys. It doesn't have to be on personal training. It doesn't have to be on health coaching. You want advice on just general living. Like I say, I have 80 chapters in here. You can go look up the table of contents and look at the first 30, 40 pages for free on Amazon. Just go look up Pushing Double Nickels on Amazon, and you can look at the first 30, 40 pages on the Kindle Reader for free. So pick a topic. I love any topic. If there's one thing that I'm not afraid of and never have been afraid of, is public speaking. Public speaking is something, I have a chapter on public speaking in my book. I love talking to audiences. I love interaction. I love being in front of an audience where they can ask me questions. That's one of the things I really enjoy about this, is I can answer questions. I can do community give back. I can help people understand. You can get healthier. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how fat you are. I don't care if you're still smoking cigarettes. You can get healthier at any time, at any age. It doesn't matter. And I am living proof. Believe me, if I can go from 250 pounds at age 45, 46, and still smoking a pack a day of cigarettes, and became a certified personal trainer at 56, 10 years later, if I can do things like this, anybody can do it. I'm the original couch potato, you guys. I'm a kid of the 60s. I grew up watching every sitcom from the 60s and 70s. I've seen them all. So I know what it is to sit around on my butt and watch TV all the time. And you know what? I still love to watch TV. But now I don't do it so much sitting down. Now I do a lot of my TV watching standing, moving. I have my TV in places like I can watch it from my kitchen. So as I'm cooking, cleaning, I'm moving more than I'm sitting these days. Let's put it that way. And even when I am sitting, I try not to sit for any length of time. no more than 30, 60 minutes. If you sit on the job, right, in other words, you sit for a living, get up every 30 minutes, do yourself a favor, do your back a favor, get up every 30 minutes. Because being sedentary and sedentarianism, that's what's killing us, literally. I mean, yeah, we're eating too much and we're gaining weight, but in the same vein, we're also sitting around as we're doing it. So not only are we gaining weight, we're also becoming less healthy. We're becoming less conditioned. Our hearts are becoming less conditioned. And like I said, for the second year in a row, lifespans have decreased. Decreased. You with me? 2018, and the second year in a row, lifespans have decreased. That's not acceptable, you guys. My kids are all millennials. I expect every single one of them to live to 100 plus, healthy, not wearing diapers, not drooling on themselves, if you know what I mean. Being healthy and active at 100 plus. I expect lifespans to extend. The last thing I expected was what we got last year and the year before, that for 2 years in a row, lifespans are decreasing. That should not be happening. Modern medicine is a miracle, absolute miracle. And what's coming in the next 10, 20, 30 years will be mind-blowing. I mean, we may literally be getting to the state where we can end aging. Literally getting to that point where we know the telomeres on the end of our cells, as they die off, that cell dies when they're all gone. When we can figure out how to reverse that process, guess what? We figured out how to stop aging. We're not that far away. But in the same vein, we are stuffing ourselves to the point where 2/3 of the nation is now overweight or obese. I know, I was there. Overweight and 252 obese. My BMI was 38. 38! So I'm lucky that I did something. Otherwise, I would have probably kicked it in my sleep by now. I'd have probably had a heart attack and kicked it from coronary arterial disease years ago. I would not be standing here now if I had not made some changes. If I had not gotten rid of 110 pounds, got rid of the cigarettes, got my type 2 diabetes under control, and yes, pain management. Living with chronic pain is something that millions of Americans do. 100 million Americans like me suffer lower back pain. 100 million of us suffer lower back pain. But that doesn't mean that you have to suffer in silence, and that doesn't mean that there's nothing you can do about it. One of the worst things that you can do, especially if you have osteoarthritis, is to sit, is to not move. One of the best things you can do for yourself is pretend you're the Tin Man. You got to get moving. You got to oil those joints, right? You got to get the action going. Once you get that body moving and you keep that body in motion, it becomes something that you become used to. It becomes a habit. And for me, getting somebody from bad health, overweight, cigarette smoking, to good health, it's a process. There's a path. We create a plan. I mean, there's a logical process to get it done. We're not talking about magic. We're not talking about smoke and mirrors. You can lose weight by taking off 3,500 calories. Every 3,500 calories that we take off takes off a pound of fat. You want to get rid of those cigarettes, if you're really ready to get rid of them here, and you're really ready to get rid of them here, you're going to get rid of them. I'll help you for free. Like I said, that's my give back this year. Again, cigarette smokers, there's 45 million of you out there still. You want to quit? You're ready to get that monkey off your back? I'll help you for free. Literally, there's lots of help out there. But as a personal trainer and health coach, people pay me $35 an hour to get on their butts and help them get healthy. Cigarette smokers, I'll help you for free. I will tell you point blank, there's no way you're going to start getting your health in order if you still smoke cigarettes. Absolutely no way. It's not going to happen. That's just like telling me you're going to eat a healthy diet and you're downing arsenic every day. It doesn't jive. So, you want to get rid of the cigarettes? I'll help you free. All right, you guys, I'm going to get back and hit some more weights. You guys can watch me do some weights, light weights. Thanks, Jay. Good to see you. Hey, Steve, what's happening? If you guys have any questions, let me know. And yep, I'm going right back to the kettlebell, Willie. In fact, I'm getting ready to do some kettlebell right now. Show you one of the things I love to do with it. All right, you guys, hit me up. You guys are making my day too easy today. Challenge me with some questions. And remember, I'm still waiting. Who wants to win a free book? Signed. I'll sign it and send it to you. All you got to do is tell me what emotion do humans have that I'm pretty convinced dogs don't have. What human emotion do we have that we don't share with animals? And it's a very specific emotion and a very strong one. And I have yet to see this emotion in a single dog. And I've been around dogs my entire life. I love animals more than people most of the time. Animals tend to be a little bit more reliable. Nothing personal gain, but you know, I know exactly what to expect from an animal 99% of the time. But if you can tell me, you can put it on here, you know, put it on my wall, discuss it. You can send me an email. Whoever, and I'll be looking at the timestamps. Whoever's the first one to tell me what is the correct answer, what emotion do humans have that dogs don't share? Dogs don't have this emotion. I'm convinced of it. Tell me what it is, and I will send you that book for free. I'll sign it, put your name on it, you know, to whomever and whatever you want me to write in there. I'll sign it, and I'll send it out by UPS from my local UPS store, and you'll have it in a matter of days. So if you could guess, you know, what emotion animals don't have that we do, that humans have, that dogs don't have, guess. I'd love to hear. Seriously. I'm pretty sure somebody out there is going to get it. I sent out one book last week. Somebody got it right. So we'll see if any of you guys get it right this time. And that was a soft cover. This one's going to be a hardcover, hardback. All right, Jay, what's up? I've been trying to lose weight for a while, but I've never really stuck to a diet or routine and hasn't had to really stick with it. Yeah, actually. And let's get back to the formula. I don't want you to diet. I'm not looking for you to diet. Diet is a short-term fix, right? Short-term fixes are not going to be what you need. You're not going to stick to a diet. One of my clients, when he was first coming on with me, he had to lose 30 pounds. His doctor told him, you have to lose 30 pounds. You're now pre-diabetic, is what he was told. He was right on the line of becoming diabetic. And Scott's his first name. So, Scott, you know, you do understand that as pre-diabetic, you can get off that list, right? And he goes, yeah, I know. I need to lose weight, though. My doctor said I have to lose weight in order to get off the pre-diabetes list. And I don't want to start eating cardboard. And he was serious. He was very sincere about this. And I've known this gentleman for a while outside of in my IT industry. So I understood, you know, because we'd had lunch many times, you know, and yeah, he ate anything he wanted, any amounts, right? To him, dieting was something that he had to specifically do and start eating foods he didn't like and was going to be something absolutely horrible. So for him, weight loss was not something that he was looking forward to, not something that he wanted to do. Dieting was the last thing on his mind. So I said, all right, then don't diet. All right, we're not going to put you on a diet plan. Funny thing is, none of my clients go on a diet plan. None of them. I don't believe in diets. Diet, it should be a generic word for what you eat every day. Period. What's in your diet? Dieting is a surefire way to guarantee that you're not going to succeed. Dieting is too generic. Okay? What you need to do is you need to set goals. And then you need to determine how you're going to get to those goals. Right? And let me go over the SMART goal that we did with a person. Let's say you weigh 250 pounds, right? And you want to take off 10% of your body weight to get off the list of being pre-diabetic. Awesome, awesome goal, right? Well, let's make that a SMART goal. Let's make sure that that weight loss, it isn't a diet. What we're talking about is taking off pounds. We're not talking about dieting. What we're talking about is turning your positive energy balance of the calories that go into your body every day, the positive energy balance, why you're gaining weight, into a negative energy balance, the ability to lose weight. And the formula is simple. Every 3,500 calories that you consume, that you don't burn off in calories, turns into 1 pound of fat. I'll say it again. Every 3,500 calories that you eat, drink, whatever goes into your body from a Starbucks latte, I don't care what it is, every 3,500 calories that does not get burned off turns into 1 pound of fat. In the same vein, every 3,500 calories that you burn off takes off 1 pound of fat. So there's the formula. 3,500 calories, whether you take off 3,500 calories additional per week, that's losing a pound a week. That's 52 pounds in a year. That's not bad. And I tell my clients 1 to 2 pounds a week is what I want. I don't want them losing weight any faster than that. You certainly probably didn't gain weight any faster than that. So why would you even think you're going to try and lose weight faster than that, right? You didn't become unhealthy overnight. You're not going to get back to healthy overnight. It takes time and effort. Hang on. Make sure I'm answering your questions, you guys. Well, Jay, the really nifty thing is all of my hours that I'm putting on YouNow are being saved over to Tumblr and to YouTube. So you can actually go back and watch all of these videos all you want on Tumblr and YouTube. Just click on any of the links on the upper right corner there on YouNow. So you can go back and review all of this information. Or feel free, you can email me, pushingdoublenickels@yahoo.com. And if you need to hire me, hey, personaltrainingwithbrad.com. That's personaltrainingwithbrad.com. And again, I'm a certified health coach and an ACE certified personal trainer. And that's very important because we are HIPAA regulated, which means any conversations that go on between you and me or me and your doctor, if you want me to work with your doctor, and I do work with physicians, especially with people that have just been diagnosed with diabetes or pre-diabetes especially. Oh my God, I love to get the pre-diabetics off that list permanently. So losing weight is a matter of putting together the SMART goal to make sure you're going to make it happen. And let's just do it for instance. 250 pounds, right? You want to lose 10% of your body weight to try and get yourself off the pre-diabetes list. Okay. Now, I remember what 250 pounds feels like. So say you're 250 pounds, you want to take off 25 pounds. That's 10% to get yourself off of the pre-diabetes. One, taking off that 10% is going to give you more energy. It's going to take stress off your heart. It's going to take stress off your internal organs, especially off your pancreas, which will not have to create so much insulin. And overall, 10% off is going to make enough difference to get you off that pre-diabetes list. At least it should. So to get that 25 pounds off that 250 frame, you need to make some SMART goals. You can't just say, well, I'm going to go diet and lose this weight. No, you need to be very specific about what you're going to do. You need to set a SMART goal. It's got to be specific. Okay, so we know specifically you want to take off 25 pounds, 10%. The 250-pound person wants to take off 10%. You need to lose 25 pounds. That's specific. Is it measurable? I would say 25 pounds is pretty measurable. If you lose that 25 pounds, yeah, that's exactly what you were after, so we can measure that. Is it attainable? Well, that depends. If you're going to act like one of these diet programs or diet plans that you see on television, Marie Osmond, lose 10 pounds in 30 seconds. It's not going to happen. That's not being realistic. That's not attainable. I tell my clients 1 to 2 pounds a week, right? So let's be conservative, right? 24 weeks or 25 pounds, 1 pound per week is 25 weeks. Let's say 26 weeks, all right? So you're giving yourself just over 6 months, 6.5 months to take off 25 pounds. Now remember, You can still follow up the other 6 months after that with the other 25 and be at 50 pounds for a year. And take it from me, you take off 50 pounds in a year, that's going to make a huge difference in your life, a monumental difference in your health. Your blood sugars are going to come hopefully back down to a more normal range. Your blood pressure should be coming down. Your cholesterol should be in better numbers. Because remember also, when I have people working on losing weight, when they're working on their long-term SMART goals, part of their SMART goals is also doing a bit of resistance training, a little bit of weights to help kick in that metabolism, to help kick in that extra burn. Because when you're doing weightlifting, right, and of course you need the time between for recovery, but when you're doing the weightlifting, after the weightlifting, you're still burning muscle. You're still burning your metabolism, especially if you exercise in the morning. That means the rest of your day, you've got that metabolism going. You've got that burning going on. So having the SMART goal to lose weight is what's going to really help you out. So specific. You want to be specific. Set a specific goal. 25 pounds, that's measurable. Is it attainable? Well, that comes down to whether or not you do it in a timely manner. The fifth part of this goal. SMART goals are specific, they're measurable, they're attainable, they're relevant, and they're time-bound. That's a SMART goal. So for a 250-pound person to lose 10%, 25 pounds, that's very specific. That's measurable. Attainable? Well, let's see. Is it relevant? Yes. You want to lose weight, become more healthy, and get off the type 2 diabetes list. It's very relevant. Time bound. Now this is the key in setting a SMART goal. You want to put a time frame on this. Don't just say I'm going to lose 25 pounds and throw it out there. Put a time frame on it. All right? Let's say 26 weeks to lose 25 pounds. If you lose it sooner, great. But we want to give you a goal that's attainable. You want to do something that you can actually accomplish, right? So here we are, 250 pounds. We have a goal to lose 10%, 25 pounds. That's very specific. It is measurable. We know whether or not we're going to lose 25 pounds. Is it attainable? Well, yes, because we made it time bound for 26 weeks. We gave ourselves enough time at a pound a week to be able to do this. And is it relevant? Absolutely. You want to get healthier, you want to lose weight, get off the type 2 diabetes list, this is how you do it. Diet plans, forget it. Short-term diet plans, short-term fixes, bariatric surgery, lap band, excuse me. None of these are necessary. None of these are necessary. And all of them are short-term fixes. Everybody's looking for immediate relief. I want to take off 100 pounds tomorrow. It's not going to happen. You did not gain weight overnight. You're not going to lose weight overnight. But if you set the goals and you make them SMART goals, you can attain weight loss. Don't go on a diet. Forget the diets. That's a waste of your time. What you want to do instead is to start looking at what you're eating. Start looking at your portion sizes. My clients, when I have them start with me, they fill out a food diary, a 1-week food diary. So I know everything they put in their body, how much, when they ate it, who they ate it with, right? Did it come in a package? Was it something they made? How many calories? What was on the label if they have it? And this is important, I want to know why they ate it. What they ate, how much they ate, when they ate it, who they ate it with, and why they ate it. Because many people are not eating because they're hungry. Think I'm kidding. Talk to some of your friends out there. That's why it's called comfort food, right? I know, I have comfort food of my own. But you need to lose weight. It all comes down to a simple matter of figuring out the numbers. Every 3,500 calories that you burn is going to take off a pound of fat. Every 3,500 calories that you consume, but you don't expend, that turns into 1 pound of fat. How quickly or how slowly you lose weight really is going to be determined by the effort you put in. But I highly recommend not more than 1 or 2 pounds a week, especially if you have a lot to lose. Hopefully that answers your question. Anybody else hit me up now? Boop, boop. Went through a time in my life where I wasn't happy with my body and I just kind of kept on missing meals and not eating as much as I should have, okay? Then I realized that's not the way to lose weight, and now I'm trying to put more weight on. How do I get good nutrition into my diet? Well, that's an important question also. Because remember, losing weight is a simple matter of formula. 3,500 calories, give or take. It's a pound of fat. And portion size is what's going to make the difference, whether or not you're losing weight or gaining weight. If you need to gain weight, obviously you need to be putting on 3,500 calories for an additional pound. But you do not want to put that pound on and turn it into fat. You would much, much rather put on that weight and turn it into muscle, right? So the people that I work with, and there are a few that are putting on weight, they are definitely doing resistance training. Wow, they are putting on weight. And we'll sit down and again, I'll figure out a food diary. We'll figure out Monday through Sunday everything you ate for that week. And I want you to be normal. I want you to be regular with me. Don't kid me. Don't suddenly turn into super dieter. Because if you're not being realistic with me, I can't help you. But I have them fill out a food diet, a food diary, 1 week, everything they ate, they drank, snacks. I don't care if you went to Starbucks for a latte, everything that went into your lips, right? We figure out what's going into your system, right? That's going to tell me whether you have a positive energy balance or a negative energy balance. Because I also have them fill out an activity chart at the same time. So here's everything you ate on Monday, everything you drank on Monday, what you ate, when you ate it, what time you ate it, how much you ate it, did it come in a package, did you buy it at McDonald's, who you ate it with, and why you ate it. And below that, the activity scale, what did you do that day besides sit around and watch TV or sit around on your job all day? Right? Did you walk the dog? Did you take a jog? Did you go for a walk? Did you go to the mall? Everything that you did that was not involved with sitting down. Okay. So once I know where you're at as far as what you're putting into your body, right, we can figure out the calories and we'll know at the end of that week if you're normally at a negative energy balance, losing weight, or a positive energy balance, gaining weight, or right in the middle. I mean, that rarely, but occasionally that does happen. Simple matter. You need to gain weight every 3,500 calories. As far as what you eat, now, losing weight, I'll probably work with someone on a slightly different diet than gaining weight. I'm going to have people working all the time within the My Plate. If you go over to choosemyplate.gov, you will find this chart right here. That is the most current chart on eating healthy. We're talking where fruits and vegetables are half your plate. The other half of your plate is proteins and grains with a bit of dairy. And the more colorful, you want to make sure the more colorful, the better. And the more balanced, the better. Just because you want to gain weight doesn't mean you go pick up a whole box of Twinkies. Okay? You can gain weight simply by the calories you're putting in your system. Eating junk food, sure, you're going to gain weight, but at the same time, you're also going to be doing things like increasing the amount of saturated fat in your system, increasing your cholesterol levels, the bad cholesterol versus good cholesterol, your triglycerides. Whether or not you're eating the right amount of dietary fiber is also going to help whether or not your digestive is going to be cooperating in your weight loss. So the quantity of what you eat is initially going to make a determination whether you're losing or gaining weight. The quality of what you eat is going to be very important once you have that balance in place. Okay. Initially, I'm more concerned about the amount of food that you're putting in your system if you want to lose weight. Same thing with gain weight. But to me, losing weight, you're putting in less food. Gaining weight, you're obviously putting in more food. But the quality still matters. Okay, so it's just a simple matter of calories. And I can work with you if you really do want to put on weight. I can work with you on a plan for that as well. You're on that website now. You on my website right now? The personal training with Brad? Yay! Just put a note in there, then you'll get an hour for free from me, Jay. Anyhow, you guys, I really do need to get going. I've been on here for a couple hours now, and I love sitting here talking to you, and I can do it all day long. But I've actually got to finish my weights and get the rest of my day going. And I'll be back on here tomorrow, of course. I appreciate you guys taking the time to spend with me today. Hopefully you've learned something. Like I say, all of the things that I do here on YouNow are saved to my Tumblr account and my YouTube account. And if you want to go ahead and join me on Facebook, that's under the Pushing Double Nickels on Facebook, and also personaltrainingwithbrad.com. Again, that's personaltrainingwithbrad.com. And if anybody has figured out the answer to my question, what emotion do animals, specifically dogs, not have that humans have? I'm convinced of this. I'm very, very convinced of this. What emotion do humans have that dogs don't share? If you get that right, and you're the first one to send me the correct answer, I'll sign a hardback copy and I'll get it out in the mail to you. And maybe I'll send you a copy of the dog book once it's finished this year, if you remind me, because that's in the works right now. And that's already got about 75 chapters in it. So hopefully it'll turn out as well as the first book. Anyhow, again, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to me yabber at you. And I will do it all day long if you let me. In the meantime, go ahead and fan me. I appreciate anybody that needs any help quitting smoking, because that I'm helping people do for free. So you can hit me at pushingdoublenickels@yahoo.com. Again, that's pushingdoublenickels@yahoo.com, and I'll help you quit the cigarettes for free. So yeah, if you're ready to get that monkey off your back, I'll help you. Losing weight, getting in shape, working with pain management, type 2 diabetes, nearly anything else that the human physical or psyche might have, I can help you with that as well. Just send me a note, personaltraining.brad.com. That's personaltrainingwithbrad.com. Say it again, personaltrainingwithbrad.com. And just hit me a message, send me over a message, and you'll get an hour for free just for being a YouNow fan. And I will check if you haven't fanned me yet. So go ahead and fan me. I'd appreciate it. In the meantime, every 30 minutes for you that sit on the job, get up, stretch. Your back will appreciate you for it. I look forward to being back on here probably tomorrow, and we'll see what else we can talk about. Have a great day, you guys.